How you holding up, mama friends? Are we skidding into Christmas? We're getting so close. And so I wanted to share with you my second and last kids stocking stuffer and gift guide video. And originally my idea for this was like, let me just share with them, like, here's what I got my kids. This is a 2.0 version of last year's non-junky stocking stuffers. If you are like, I cannot handle one more piece of candy, a wrapper somewhere, something that it just ends up squished in the floor and never to be seen again or played with again. I totally get you. I have 8 kids if you're new here. I've been doing stocking stuffers a long time. After we do the stocking stuffers, we'll talk more about kids' gifts. I have some really great kids' gift ideas. So I'm sharing with you some of the gifts that I got my very own children's and that I think are unique and fun and just great gift ideas. So I am going to try to get through this quickly because I know if you are like me, you are kind of like, I just want to wrap up presents. I just want to wrap it all up. Stocking stuffers tend to be the thing that gets saved for last. And that's why we often end up with so much like junk in them. We don't need to go into a whole thing about my philosophy on stocking stuffers and why we have to get out of the mindset that it just has to be like little $1, $2 junk. It just needs to be things that fit in a stocking. Okay. Otherwise, then it doesn't have to be junk. Okay. Let's move on. I went there anyways. As always, everything will be linked down below in the description box for you. Most of this stuff is available on Amazon, so you can also just go directly to my Amazon storefront where I have all the lists broken out. Let's jump in and start going through this because I know your time is incredibly valuable. If you saw last year's, then you know I'm a big fan of kind of like open-ended play things. And some of these things to some people might seem like, well, that's weird, but just, you're going to have to trust me. I've got 8 children. The oldest is about to turn 18. My youngest is 5. I'm well aware of, I've got boys and girls, of how kids play and how sometimes you give them something that seems like, well, what do I do with this? And they figure out what to do with it. That's what makes it fun. Okay. I'll link to last year's video so you can see some of those ideas as well. But I found these and I'm putting these in all of my kids' stockings. That's the other thing that I will mention is that I love to find things that come in multi-packs so that I can buy the pack and split it amongst my children. Again, when you're buying for so many kids, that is almost a necessity to be able to find things because they often want the same things anyways. They want to play with the same things. So if you have kids, you know this. I don't have to explain it to you. These are rulers that are also slap bracelets. Okay? How funsy onesie. These are like made of that silicone type material. So they are like not sharp or hard or anything like that. They're soft and pliable. My kids love to measure things. My 7-year-old daughter runs around the house constantly with my little soft fabric measuring tape and is telling me how big everything in the house is. They love it. So this is a slap bracelet, which kids also love, and it's a ruler at the same time. Great little thing to drop down into the stockings. Now, I cannot remember if I shared about these last year, so I'm just going to mention them quickly. They are little compasses. They are gold, so they look kind of fancy. This is, again, something that I feel like today's children, do they have the ability to get this on their phone or watch or whatever? Yes, but also no. Compass. I love giving my kids old school things. Get rid of the technology devices. Like, here's the old school way. And they have so much fun with these. There's so much imaginative play that can happen. You don't have to get like fancy gold ones, but my boys, I got them pocket watches last year that attach, you know, and then they go in their like little vests and pockets, and they were oddly obsessed with them. Like, and I probably should have sprung for monocles this year. That's how much they love their pocket watches. I'm adding some gold compasses. You can get more practical looking ones, but my boys like the vintage old man vibes. So none of this stuff, especially the stocking stuffer stuff, is expensive either. Again, I'm not against putting pricier items in a stocking as long as it, you know, fits in the stocking, but these are not terribly expensive items either. I just want to point that out. Now, before you're like, what the heck? My kids love playing with calculators. They come out to my office and borrow my calculators all the time. It's something that turns a little piece of paper and a pencil into a diner, and they're taking orders and they're giving you your total, or into a grocery shop. And again, I find that when I buy my children play toys that are intended to be a checkout cashier's register, they are going to play with that a couple times and then it will sit. But when you give them things like this that can be used for that, but then can also be used for a totally different game, I find they just get so much more use out of it They are so much more creative when I give them things to be creative with. Maybe this sounds nuts, but my kids love calculators, and I picked up a pink one and a green one to drop into a couple of stockings. Things that I know are kind of strange, but if you've got kids, you probably are like, yeah, I could see my kid loving that. They always want to play with stuff that's not really meant for kids, or it's not supposed to be a toy. So I like finding versions of that they can have and play with. Now that brings me to this little hand counter. So I don't know if you've ever like watching people count going into a store when they're like, we're only allowing 20 people in this fancy store. You're number 19, be lucky. Children having races, count, I don't even know, okay? My mind can hardly fathom the weirdness of being a child, like remembering all the weird things that we used to do and seeing my kids do things that I'm like, oh, I don't think I would have thought of that. But that's the point. So if you're like, I don't really know, it doesn't matter. Your kids will know. You might not know what to do with this and how to have fun with a handheld tally counter, but your kids will. This is something that's going in our stockings, another kind of old schoolish item that is a very basic thing, but I know my kids are going to have fun with. Now, I did share about this last year, but we added another one because our kids fight over these, and that is this handheld Microbright Plus, Microbright, not bite, Microbright pocket microscope. It's fantastic. It is just a little pocket-sized handheld microscope that they can take outside and look at bugs and look at things inside, whatever. My kids love ours, and they, like I said, are constantly fighting over it. So this year I am adding another one via the stockings. Now, if I was a pocket knife, where would I be? Last year I shared with you guys about getting the multi-pack of flashlights. My kids love them. Okay, they love them. In fact, I added more this year because they're not expensive and they have so much fun with them. This year I added more colorful ones that are like made silicone on the outside. Last year we did like stainless steel ones. And of course some have gotten lost, so I'm okay with replacing them. It's just the way that it is. This year I got a couple of my kids these little headlamps. My kids have outdoor chores, are often done in the dark at night because it gets dark so early when they've got to like go through hay for goats and open gates and do all that kind of stuff. But even still, your kids, even if they're just doing this and they're hanging out in their bedroom, turning out all the lights and putting on a headlamp, again, things that to us as adults are like, what am I, a gold miner now? No, you pan for gold. I don't know. Do you mine for gold in mines? Look how much I know about mining. What am I, a coal miner? No. Kids are not like, oh, I'm a coal miner. They're like, oh my gosh, I'm a cyclops with a light on my head. And they just have so much fun, all right? It charges, comes with a little charging cable, so you don't have to be constantly replacing batteries. And again, it's a USB-C. Charges probably like 99% of the other things in your house. I promise, again, things like this are things you could drop in a kid's stocking. They're going to have fun with. It's also somewhat practical. Maybe there is a point in your life in which you need your children to have headlamps. That's every day for me, but that might not be every day for you. Okay, I also want to give an honorable mention to these bath color fizzies. I shared a different version of these last year, and they are very fun. So this year we are trying this slightly separate version. This one has 7 colors in it, and they are fragrance-free, fun, bright colors that are not supposed to stain the bathtub or anything. You fill your tub with water, you add 1 tablet at a time, and you watch the color change. You can combine colors. This is especially great for little kids who are learning, you know, Roy G. Biv and how to combine colors to make other colors. But it's also just fun for other older kids who already know all that stuff, but they just want to play and have fun. The different color tabs on the back of here: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, Roy G. Biv. And let me just show you what they look like. Oh, sunny boy, suffer and succotash. Sorry, my camera battery died and it just shut off on me. Actually kind of scared me. But they look like this, like these little colorful tablets. So you can just drop those down in the bath and make bath time a little bit more fun. Again, there's a ton in here, 150 tablets in here. It's not expensive for this. So great stocking stuffer gift idea that is like a gift to you too, right? Because then later when they're playing in the tub and they're having fun and you're getting to sit for a minute, you know? Again, when we talk about like old school things, I shared last year with you guys about like the retro Jacob's Ladder game and the wheelie game and stuff, things like that that I remember from my childhood. But this is super fun. Again, I don't know if y'all remember this from your own childhood, but it's a book of string figures to make Cat's Cradle, starting with Cat's Cradle. But how to do Cat's Cradle, Jacob's Ladder, Cup and Saucer, Eiffel Tower, Witch's Broom. Every step is illustrated. It's for kids 6+. So again, wanting to get the kids off the devices. I don't know, teach them a party trick, all right? People have lost the ability to have party tricks these days. So teach your kids some party tricks with the cat's cradle, okay? I already shared the rulers, so you kind of understand. This, I think, is such a great, I don't think, these are not meant for children. It's just a Stanley keychain tape measure. So it's a real tape measure. Again, we've already discussed how children like our things, not things made for children. So often, if you were to just like find a kid's tape measurer, they're not going to play with that as much as they will a real one. This is a real metal Stanley tape measure. It measures 3 feet, but it's tiny, and it fits on a keychain or in your child's pocket. I got this. They come as like one or multi-packs. I ordered a multi-pack because I'm giving this to multiple children, and I promise you, they're going to love this and play with it so much. It's an odd, weird little thing, but these are all things for like your kids to do and play with. Boredom is so necessary for our children, and it is lost on so many these days and this generation. And I struggle with it too. And I think about it, I'm intentional about it, and it's still hard because our kids are just so used to their games and fun. And it's like, make your own fun. Okay. All right. This is another game I wanted to do and probably will do at some point, not this year, but over the course of the next year, a gift guide or like game ideas for kids who can't read, because that is one struggle having a big family. When you've got older kids and younger kids, finding something in the middle that everybody can play, even if they're not like either can't read or can't read well enough to play a game that requires reading. So this is, anyways, that's part of what made me think of this. Is called OK Play 5 in a Row Wins. And it's on like a carabiner. So you can literally take this with you. Again, like put it on your mom backpack, thinking about things that you can distract your kids with at a restaurant that aren't tablets, out and about in the doctor's office waiting room. I don't know where people go, okay? But when you're out and about with kids and you're like, I don't want to hand them a tablet. I don't want this iPad kid, but what else can I give them? You know, this is another great idea. So again, 5 in a Row Wins. It's a fun game. It's all based on colors. You can have obviously up to 4 players, 2 to 4 players, ages 6+. But I would say my 5-year-old can definitely play this. So it just depends on your kid. But another great like game idea that's like a take and go fun game. Kids, older kids, younger kids can play. Kids who can read, who can't read, they just need to be able to count to 5. All right, now this. You might be thinking, Angie, I thought you said no junk. But here's the thing. All right, these are little transformer-y fidget spinners. You got a kid that's a little neurospicy. You got a kid that can't really sit still, that always needs to be touching things, fidgeting with things. And we want to avoid the trap of the devices and stuff. This comes in a pack of many of them. Blue, purple, red, yellow. Fun little fidget spinners, not expensive. I just think that these are great. I'm going to be putting these in all of my kids' stocking. Again, that's why I love these. They can transform them into like people or monsters. And then they're also fidget spinners, just a very multi-purpose thing that's very affordable. We don't have to get crazy here. To me, this is very practical. So maybe this would be considered junky to some, but it's just not to me. If you've got, like I said, a neurospicy kid, a fidgety kid, then you know that this is not junk. It is helpful. All right, is that it for the stockings? I'm sorry, I'm like digging through all my stuff over here. Did I share that? Did I share that? I forget sometimes what I've shared on Instagram, what I've shared on YouTube, but you get the idea. My gift guide from last year, my non-junky stocking stuffer ideas still stand. There's still things that I recommend. If you want even more ideas for stockings, you can watch that video, like maybe after this one. Okay, don't bounce on me just yet. I will link it in the description box. But I want to share a few like regular gifts. So these are not like stocking things, but just regular gift things, a couple of which, because I feel like I've not shared a lot of boy stuff, and I've got a couple of great things for the boys and for any kid. All right, none of that, you don't use your privates to play with any of this stuff. So it's for any boys or girls, but I bought it for my sons specifically. That's my caveat. Don't come for me. I'm honestly like kind of giddy about these. And maybe y'all will not think that they are as cool as I do, but I know my boys are going to love them. So depending on the age of your boys, if they are into any of the dragony, I don't know, swords and fighting the bad guys and they're the heroes of the story kind of dudes. I found these notebooks. This is a notebook. How cool. I wish that you could touch it and feel it. It is sturdy. It's hard-sided. It's got this amazing like dragon eye in it. And it's got kind of that like rustic vintage looking paper. This is just, I don't know, for them to draw, journal, keep track of all their secrets. I don't know what boys do, but they do. And I think this is so neat. So and I think the other reason I'm just so like obsessed with this is because these were not expensive. When I picked these, like when I ordered them, I thought, well, for the price, this is gonna be one of those things that comes and I open it and I'm like, I got what I deserved with that. But it was not. I couldn't believe it when I opened them. They're in these beautiful, not beautiful, but they're in these nice, I get so like excited that I say the wrong thing. They're in these nice black boxes with the lid to be kept safe with a little, you know, piece of thingy over the top. And I want to show you the other one. I'm so excited that I can't even like hold still. So this is the other one. They're so cool. Okay, I know nothing about cool, clearly, but my boys are going to absolutely love these. Like I said, I wish you could get a sense for like, they are hard. It's not like foam or something. They're so neat. How cool is that with the dragon's eye and everything? I love them. I really think my boys are going to love them. And I'm sorry, look at me, just ADHDing all over the place. I want to say they were around $24.99. Now, here's the other really cool part. I got these pack of pens that I'm going to be dividing up for my boys to go with these. And they come in gold and silver. And they are things like what looks like Thor's hammer, a sword, another kind of sword. Is it clear that I don't know what I'm talking about? A sword with like a dragony head on it. Wah! I almost dropped that one. But they are pens. Okay? The little cap goes right back on there. A pen. How cool are these to write? You have your sword to write in your dragon journal. They're going to love it. They're going to love it. I was just giddy about this. If you've got a boy who's into this kind of stuff, I think they're going to love this too. Okay, so I will link to both of these. The pack of pens was surprisingly inexpensive. I'm sure that there's not like 6 years worth of ink in them, but they come with a, you know, you get what you pay for sometimes, but they're for kids, okay? It's just a gesture. We're not feeding drum till the end of time. That's one of the gifts I'm so excited to watch my boys open on Christmas. Maybe I just secretly want one for myself. Maybe I should address my inner childhood feelings about that. Maybe I need therapy. If you have a child who is interested in drawing, comics, etc., I also recommend these very inexpensive comic book, create your own comic books. They're just, you know, empty comic book pages with the little bubbles and the lines and stuff to give them some framework for drawing and creating their own comics if they're not confident enough yet to do all of that part themselves and you just want to get them writing. Like I always say, some boys are different, but most boys don't love writing. And so I have found that writing comic stories is the best way to get my boys to write. They like writing comics. So you want kids to work on their handwriting or just on their ability to write? That's fun. You're probably like, Angie, what the heck? I got my kids a boombox, a CD boombox, and some old school CDs. I loved listening to music when I was a kid, and my kids like a lot of the same, like we listen to like soundtracks and stuff like that. I just think that this is fun. It's nostalgic a little bit. I'm wanting to help them preserve some of their life off of a device, off of everything doesn't have to go on your phone. Everything doesn't have to go on a computer. And I just want them to be able to turn on music in the living room and like, could we turn on the TV and go to Spotify? Yes, but many of us have lost what it is to sometimes suffer through songs that you don't like. Let's not even go back to cassette tapes where you had to like fast forward, rewind the whole thing. There was no skipping around to songs, okay? At least with a CD, you could skip around a little bit. It's like the hidden track on a CD. Do people even know what that is anymore? I'm weird, I know, but I love a little old school gift like this. I got my boys the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, and I got my girls like a Disney princess songs one. So it's like a mashup, not a mashup, but like it's got all the different Disney princess songs CD. They're not expensive. I'm not trying to convince you to get a CD player. I'm just saying. That brings me to another gift idea for you, especially for those of you who are looking for something to encourage more of that, again, like creative play and stuff with your kids. I love putting together so these are just this little stackable things from Amazon. And then inside of them, I have a whole bunch of different things. Again, it allows me to buy a large pack and break it up amongst my little kids who are gonna love this. So inside of here, I have a whole bunch of these cool individual like bird stickers. One is obviously for my bird lover child. Some different washi tape. For like $5, you can get a pack of like 30 rolls of washi tape. All right, kids have so much fun with this stuff. So there's washi tape in there, hole punchers that punch different shapes. We've got like snowflakes and an animal paw and a strawberry and a star. So exciting. The handwriting rollers that I talked about in my last video, I call them handwriting rollers. That's kind of, I think, technically what they are meant to be, is for making the lines for handwriting, but they also look like a road. So it looks like a road for your kid to like draw and have fun and play with. Again, comes in like a 2-pack, different colors. So I've got some of those in here. So as we move on down, the Create Crate, that's what I've come to call these, is Create Crates. We've got these really fun pens that almost act like a lava lamp kind of thing, but they are a pen. Very fun. Kids love that kind of stuff. Got my ocean clickers that I shared about before. And then I do have in here for one of my children some packs of the slime stuff with the little mixers that go in it. I know, I'm glutton for punishment, but they freaking love the slime. Okay, then I also have more of one of our favorites, which are the quick sticks. These are paint pens, paint sticks. So it's solid tempera paint in a pen form, basically, that you roll up like a tube of lipstick, but you just paint with it. So, and then on the bottom little thing here, I get big packs of these just plain notepads, plain white paper notepads. I don't know if you've noticed, but kids tend to waste paper, where you give them like a pack of paper, drawing paper, and they draw like one little thing on the front, and then they're like, I'm done. And you're like, draw around it. No, I'm done. Draw on the back. No. So in order to not waste so much paper, I love these little just little tally notepad kinds of things that allow kids to draw to their heart's desire and make one thing and rip it off. And I don't feel so bad because it's not like a whole sheet of paper. And then also, if you're looking for a little more direction for your kids of like an idea, if you hand them a blank piece of paper and they're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Or siblings, again, I love things that my kids will play together with their siblings. This is just a pack of, it's called a paper game pad. So it's got the basic games that you would play: Connect 5, Tic-Tac-Toe, Dots and Boxes, Categories, and Hangman. And there's a bunch of different sheets of each one. Do kids need this to play Hangman? No. But does it at least encourage and get them started, especially if you're just like I said, sitting at a table somewhere or something, waiting, and you want them to have something to do, spark a little creativity? These are great. I wanted to mention those. And then wait, here we go. These are the other things that I'm getting ready to add to our Create Crates that I have not yet, are some new paint brushes. These have like little bubbly grips right here. Lots of different styles. Comes in a big multi-pack, so I can split this up. Y'all know I love that. I got another package of just some random stickers. They're not expensive, and my kids just get so much play out of them just sitting at the table. Whoa, hold on, sorry. So there's like sea life ones, different animals, dinosaurs, fruits, vegetables, numbers, shapes, just all kinds of stickers. So I can split these up into the different kids' Create Crates. And then I also insert these. I buy a big package of Post-its, off-brand, not Post-it Post-its. I think I paid like $4, and there are 12 different Post-it notepads. My kids love Post-it notes. I love Post-it notes, but I have loved them for a more practical reason. They just love them for all kinds of kid things. We have to think outside. I don't want to say think outside the box a little bit, because it's really not even that. It's just stop acting like everything has to be some big fancy special, or like, well, I can't buy my kid Post-its for Christmas. Yes, you can. You can buy them a calculator and Post-its, and they'll probably love it. I also should mention the Mr. Pen gel crayons. These are also real fabulous. If you like to color with your kids, if you like to sit down and color with your kids, you can thank me later for introducing you to the gel crayons. You will love these. I also need to break that up and add them into here. So I've got a few different Create crates to gift to children, and I break them up and put all of this kinds of stuff in them that encourages, like, if you think about it, after they're done opening presents and everybody's just sitting there, all they have to do is grab their little Create crate and go to the table and open it up. And there's just so much to do already without having to like put anything together, put batteries, anything, read directions, explain something. I love encouraging creativity in my kids. And so I also know how difficult it can be with many kids, and they can be very messy with art supplies and stuff. So this is kind of my middle ground, are the paint pens and the gel crayons, the stickers and stuff. It's all stuff that's not too terribly messy, that can be kind of contained and they can play with at the table. So that's like my marketing pitch, I guess, for creating a Create crate for your kids as a Christmas gift. I could keep going, but I wanted to share those additional stocking stuffers with you, and then those other couple of gift ideas, because I just think that they are fun and fantastic. And I think my kids are going to love them. I think your kids might love them as well. That is it for this kids gift guide stocking stuffer. I hope that you have enjoyed and found some ideas or some things that might work for some of your kids for Christmas this year, or as gifts for other kids that you may know and be shopping for. As always, everything will be linked in the description box. And we're getting very near to Christmas. We've got a few more videos left, a few more gift idea videos and stuff. Trying to strum on the struggle bus here. I'm recovering from pneumonia. It's been rough. This is a very busy season for me work-wise. So to go down with pneumonia has been no fun, but I'm healing, and we will get through. That's it. And I will see you all again very soon. Bye.